heavy as a hailstone, I dropped down on the earth as I returned from my mission with the clouds. Landing on earth somehow felt wrong because life in the clouds is so splendid. I missed the airy lightness that I have experienced up there. I still carried my true nature, which was given to me according to cloud etiquette. During my meeting with the clouds, my true nature felt appropriate. But now that I am back in society, how do I call myself? Is Philomene still fitting? Do I still have all my femininity, despite the fact that I have grown this beard? Or do I belong to the lion family, in which also the girls grow fur in the face? As you can see, my situation was confusing. And what's more, my beard itched. The itching needed to be cured quickly. In this regard, I learned that it is not enough to have a beard. No, you need to groom it regularly. Bearded, I carry more bacteria than a dog. But unfortunately, I cannot lick my beard clean. Instead, I have to use a beard brush. I need to wash my hands more often than before in order to prevent microbes migrating from my hands into my beard. The families of microbes specializing in my chin hair feasts off the leftovers of my meals. This took away my appetite. I ate less and less. I started to feel uneasy. Uneasy isn't enough to describe my condition. At a certain moment, I gave up worrying about it. After losing my appetite, I started to feel weak. I wrote myself a sick certificate and restrained from any further mission. Being able to scratch my beard and think was at least one positive aspect of my situation. I could not remember if I had washed my hands, but I could not care less. Thinking so hard in the end made me hungry. In my kitchen, I looked what food there is. Well, not much. Let's see. An old blue cheese, oof. Honey. In the depth of my scattered memory, I remembered something. Honey. There was something about the way the honey was produced by the bees. Was it not an elaborate digestive process? Somehow using the stomach to produce honey? But not just one stomach. The process involves the honey going from one bee's stomach to another bee's stomach as it is shifted around. I focused on my own stomach, from stomach to the intestines. Could it be? Since I came back from the clouds, bacteria showed up constantly. Bacteria showered down in the hailstones when I returned from the clouds. Microbes are living in my beard, in my food. The food goes into my stomach, into my guts. Well, in the guts, there is plenty of them. Could it be a new call? Could it be that my very own gut bacteria is calling me? What a strange idea, even for a highly educated diplomat like me. Here I am, with years of experience in the field of interbeing relations. And the beings calling me are my own gut bacteria. But even if my gut bacteria wants to talk to me, how can I meet them and stay sane at the same time? It was an adventurous journey, like going into the wild, the real wilderness. My way down was already pretty dark. I had to trust my intuition to guide me. Once I had arrived, it was really, really dark. And the whole meeting took place in darkness. They are gutsy, these microbes. And noisy it was. What noises I heard. It was difficult to differentiate between my own schmatzen sounds and the schmatzen sounds of the microbes. Was listening the only option I had? Well, looking was not an option either. What other senses could I use? I unpacked the gift that I had prepared and added the fermented red cabbage to the wilderness around me. And I can tell you, the smell was wild. This was a dangerous terrain for me to dwell on. I had to hurry. I needed to focus. What do the microbes want to tell me? So I just dove in and let things happen. What I experienced was that I was in the minority. There were a lot more of them than there was of me. And at that moment, in that darkness, I had an illumination. These microbes were living on Earth long before any other creature came to being. Much later it was that us, the animals, came around. Not easy to accept, since we humans take ourselves as so important. But when we arrived, the planet was already populated, and we had to share. Imagine that. Share. Now, from this point of view, it is really no surprise that microbes are everywhere. And I grew more or less into them. All my surfaces, outside and inside, are inhabited by microbes. I felt a big resistance when having to accept that. Me thinking about my individuality, philosophizing about the self. And it is just when I entered the realm of my microbiome, living in the darkness of my guts, that I had this illumination. And one last thing, being back from my mission, I realized that my beard has nearly disappeared.